Alright, so guys, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to perform the phishing email analysis for those who are having problem with it, and for those who are not able to open any run account, right? Because it's you must have, or you need to have, a business email before you can open an account with any run, and most of you guys complain that you don't have one. So this is the email I believe everyone should have received by now. And for those of you who haven't received the email, sorry about that. I'm going to be sending it out for you after this video. Right, so this is the email. Right, so obviously this is a phishing email. We already know this is a malicious link and all this stuff. Right, so the first thing I want to do is to download the email. So you can just come at the top right corner of the email and click on download message. So let's wait for it to finish downloading. So this is going to download the email for you, in which you can use for our analysis, using any run, and so on and so forth. While the second simplest option, we can simply click on check activity, but you need to make sure that you are running this on a safe environment where it will not affect anything. Maybe when you click on the link, something will install in your system or something else. So you need to make sure that you're running this on a safe environment. So that's why it is advised to run this on a sandbox. Right, so open anyway. So this is one of the red flag that tells us that this is a phishing email, right? Because Bitly has blocked it. So Bitly is a website in which people use to shorten their URL, right? So hackers or attackers use this as an advantage in order to hide their malicious URL. As you can see, this is a red flag that this is a phishing email, or this is a phishing attempt, right? But we are not sure yet. This is just maybe Bitly blocking due to maybe violation of their privacy policy and all this stuff. So what you can do is to go to a virus total, which is going to be our most important tool for email analysis. So I'm going to choose file. Don't forget, what you're trying to do right here is not only analyze the email but also extract what you call IOCs. So IOCs mean indicator of compromise. So as you can see, this is what I downloaded, which is the security email I downloaded. So checking the hash. So virus total should start doing a thing. It should start checking for any suspicious activities and all this stuff. So as you can see, it tells us no security vendors flagged this as malicious. So nothing. It's simply telling us that okay, this email is simply clean based on what we found. So virus total is telling us that it is clean, but we are not sure yet. We can't just rely on one single thing, right? So let's look for more details. All right, so these are the encryption of the email file. We have the file type, which is an email, obviously, a file size, and other information. And this is the first submission, last analysis, and so on and so forth. Right. So these are just information about the email. So VirusTotal is not really giving us um, anything useful for now. But if you come here, you can see it gives us a red sign here. Red is obviously a dangerous sign, something like that. As you can see, these are connected URLs to the email we uploaded. So it gives us this bit.ly as okay, 4 out of 98, or it's four sources or threat intelligence sources tag this link as malicious, which is the bit.ly link we just open right here. Right, this is it. So when you click on this, it will open this link, which is also blocked by Bitly for violating their privacy policy and so on and so forth. So this is one red flag also we can use for our analysis. So let's just keep going and see. All right, everything is clean. Everything is clean. We have the domain, connected IPs. All the connected IPs are clean. Dropped files, all of them are clean, and so on and so forth. This is just a graph summary. You can just click it and check it out. So let's go back to this URL, which is the most important thing. All right, so yeah, so this is actually very important, because this is what, or this is where virus tutor is literally telling us, yeah, this is a phishing email, this is malicious. As you can see, this has tagged it as malicious. This phishing database has tagged it as phishing email and malicious phishing, and yeah, so obviously it's a phishing attempt, so it's a phishing email. So, but this is not only what we need. So we now know that it's a phishing email. The next thing we need to do is to extract our IOC, so that indicator of compromise, right? So you can go into details to view more details about the URL. As you can see, please defender, yeah, so forth, blah blah blah. All right, first submission. This is the first submission date, last submission, and last analysis. Then the final result, serving IP. So actually this is also an IOC. This is also an IOC. Status code 404, because yeah, obviously it is 404 because we are not able to access it. So that's why the status code is showing a 404. And please, if there's anything you don't understand in this video, you can simply just drop it in the group, and I'm going to answer you. And if there's anything you don't understand in this video, you can. It's very very important to know how to, like, if you see something you don't understand, because cybersecurity is very important to know how to um stick to attention to details. You need to know how to you need to be a person who is attentive to details, because every single detail is very very useful. So this is the encrypted SHA-256 hash value of the URL. These are the headers, server Sunday 14 December, blah blah blah, and these are all header information, HTML info, um, this direct chain, Google Analytics tracker, and all this. So this is a lot of information it gives us about this. So let's quickly check in this community. Okay, nothing found in the community details, nothing found, details, still nothing found. But we are looking for, there is one important thing that we did not see, or there's one important thing we are looking for and that we could not find. Or this is not the final URL, because we are not able to access we are not able to access the URL, right? Because when we click on this, it brings us to this page. And don't forget, Bitly is just like a website that allows you to hide your malicious or URLs in their own URL, right? So we are not finding anything useful here, because that's what we are looking for. We can simply copy this copy this URL and run another scan, which is what I will suggest. Yeah. So actually, what I will suggest is to open anyway. Copy this and then back, and then run another URL scan on that URL. And so let's wait for our result and see what it gives us. What it tells us. Oh, already from 4 it turned to 6. So there are 6 people or 6 sources which or who tag this as malicious. So what you are actually looking for is nice. So this is it. The final URL is https cyberkit 01 github blah blah blah. So this is even telling us that this was hosted on GitHub. Obviously, this is our final result, or this is just, there's no way you're telling me this is not a phishing email, right? So I can see here that we are doing our analysis. So let's try to open the link and see what we get. So keep in mind, this is like the final URL, right? This is the final URL. This is the URL which is hiding behind the bit.ly URL. So let's try to open it. So as you can see, it is giving us a dangerous warning because it has been tagged as malicious. So that's why it's giving us a dangerous warning. So, but in real life, attackers are going to be more smarter, and I want to look for ways, a lot of ways I found all these stuff, right? So, but there, how can you even like verify? So let's say, for example, the attackers bypass all this stuff and you open the URL and it shows you this page. So obviously, all right, so you saw this page. So next thing you're going to do, I'm sorry, next thing you're going to do is to use the other URL scan.io. So let's run a public scan on this URL. Alright, so let's run a public scan on this URL and see the result it gives us. So as we're waiting for this, let's also run a who is domain. So we know who owns the domain name, the registrar, and so on and so forth. A lot of information about this. So as you can see, it just gives us information about GitHub, but we already know this is like a hosted on GitHub, so it should just give us information about GitHub, the name server, blah blah blah, and all those stuff, right? So, but if it's a real life scenario case, the attackers are maybe going to host their own website or something else. So we're going to give you a lot of information about who hosted the domain, uh, when it was hosted. So one of the like red flags you can also see is that registered on. I can see GitHub was registered on 2013. So obviously, if it's a phishing email or phishing attempt, it will be registered something early, like we are in 2025. If you say phishing email that's all registered maybe October and November, so obviously that's a phishing, because why would a website, so something like that, right? I hope you guys get the point. So this is not giving us any result for some reason, but we already get what we needed. So this is very important. And one very important thing you should also realize is that don't just rely on one source that, yeah, so this is going to give me virus source is going to give me an accurate result. So let's say, for example, virus source doesn't give us the result. All we need to do is continue further analysis using other tools, or using maybe manual, and using our common sense to, like, figure out some things. And one of the ways, or one of the most interesting ways I like to do this is, there are three like part of an email. First of all, you have the header. So the header contains from, okay, this email is from this. Yeah, obviously, because I'm the one who sends the email myself, right? So two, obviously it is me, then the date, subject, which is security alert, mail by Gmail, and all this is. You can learn more about the encryption about of the email. And so this is just going to give you like an overview of, okay, this is the person. This is also going to be used as an IOC, right? When you're creating your IOC cheat sheet to maybe impute into your threat intelligence feed or something like that. So this is going to give you, like, this is going to serve as an IOC. And also, while creating this email, I like copied exactly how Google sent their, like, security alerts. So I just copied this is a real security alert sent to me, right? So I just copied and like make a clone of it, and just change the URL, or change where this leads to with my own Bitly URL which I created. So that's simply what I do. So that's why you couldn't find any thing wrong with it. But in real life, maybe phishing scenarios, most attackers maybe sound urgent. When you're reading the text, it's going to sound urgent, like you need to maybe sign into Google accounts now. There is this thing, this. So it sounds urgent. So any message that comes up with some sense of urgency is probably going to be a phishing email. And next one, there's going to be some of somewhat maybe grammatical errors or something similar, maybe spelling errors, and so on and so forth. So that's also one of the ways in which you can spot a phishing email, right? So as you can see, we are actually done with our analysis. So what next to do is to extract our IOCs, and this actually the next step which you're going to be taking, which is I'm sorry. So right now we are done with perform analysis, and in the next video, or the next phase of this project, is probably documenting, or yeah, documenting your IOCs, the indicator of compromise you found, and all that stuff. So if you are finding trouble with that, just let me know. So I will make a next, or I will make another video on how you can extract the IOCs and document your IOCs based on your analysis, which is this. So based on this analysis, how can you find IOCs and document the IOCs, and also impute them into your Splunk, maybe to create a phishing analysis dashboard and something like that. So hope you find it helpful, and that's it.